Hello, everybody from everywhere in the world. It's an honor to be here with you and to be able to introduce something very inspirational and inspired to the world audience at this time. But first, I would like to introduce you to Salome Simon.
Hello, thank you, Adrian. I'm Salome Simon, and I am co creator, co facilitator, and co collaborator with Adrian and Spredello. And I'm honored to be on this journey with you. Thank you, Adrian.
Thank you, Salome. So, to begin with, we know that life is full of ups and downs, and I'm going to do some drawings here just to give you an idea of what this work is about of the quantum switch and how we're doing this. So let's start at the beginning. Life goes like this. See, then it goes well, and doesn't goes well, and then we find our way back, and sometimes we find our way not totally back, but we continue, and then as life goes on, and this is basically the cycle of life as it happens to all of us. And I'm sure you've have experienced all of these realities for yourself. What we do with quantum switches, we take one of these and we analyze that and look at it, how it works, why do people experience these up and downs, and what you can do about it. What we've seen in the last year really was in this process where a lot of people have gone through, and then last year with all the lockdowns starting and the pandemic and all those things happening, people who came down here, and many of them are struggling to get up again. In fact, a lot of them are stuck down here because their frame of reference has been destroyed, their livelihoods have been destroyed, the jobs they had that gave them an identity is not there anymore. Our roles in life have changed, and everything that really makes us or gives us an identity has changed to the degree that a lot of people have just, they're in limbo, and they are struggling to find their way back up because there's no job description, there's no traditional roles that you can play. There's nothing that was easy anymore, and now we have to figure out a way to get ourselves back up into a different expression of consciousness, and those words you'll hear a lot of as we go on. So the quantum switch method has come a long way, and we've helped a few people to really take back their lives and go back to themselves, take a journey back to themselves, not to take a journey into some new role or some new identity that's really not them. This is the opportunity, the golden opportunity that we have really to return back to who we are and to be who we are from our heart out. And to really decide then what kind of roles are we going to play in the world. Who we are is more important than what we do, because at the end of the day, who you are is a stable and a foundation from where you can rebuild your realities. We've been doing a lot of work, a lot of talking, a lot of discovery on how to help people in this time. We know that many people have ideas of, you just set a goal and you go for it. But the problem is the traditional goals that people had in the past do not exist anymore. And it's a problem. I see many coaches still, emphasizing set a goal and go for it. But, where does your goal come from? Where do you get it from? What we're doing with the quantum switch is really going back to the first principles of who we are as energetic beings, as beings that really are here to make a difference in the world at the level of consciousness or at the expression of consciousness that you are living. And for that to work for the benefit of humanity, we have to expand that level of consciousness. We have to expand the consciousness so that people can have a life that's really of their choice. As I said, and we say that often, it's a journey back to you, not a journey into something else or to someone else. It's a journey back to you, and from there, from that foundation, you can really start rebuilding. I'll just give you a quick example of the quantum switch, and then I'll show you a slide as well how this works. Okay, so basically, when we start out in life and everything is working quite fine, then you have this, what we call the status quo. You have everything that's prescribed to you from the day that you are born, or from before that, actually, your culture, your family, your history, everything that goes on in your life has been prescribed for you. So that's your status quo. When you step into the world, into the roles that are defined for you to be successful. In other words, people tell you this is successful, this is not. So you try and build your foundations on this. Now something happens like lockdown number 1, 2, 3, and 4, and all those foundations starts to disintegrate. Everything that you thought was real and good and strong just shows up as not good and real and strong. It disappears. Because when you have a thing called, which we call a life quake, when you have an earthquake, then solid ground liquefies. It's called liquefaction. And the solid ground becomes like a liquid. And then whatever stands on that ground just collapses. We see that in earthquakes all around the world, and you experience that, and many people that we talk to have experienced this life quake in a major way, mostly, a lot of people. I don't think there's anybody in the world that has not been touched in this process. When we talk about the work we do, we don't go for a specific niche kind of people, because we have a niche problem that we need to solve. And we have people from all walks of life, all descriptions, all associations, everybody can benefit from the work of the quantum switch method. And because it is about us as human beings, where we're going, what we're doing. Okay, so then we go on a process, really. Let me show you here quickly. This is really a process. We have identified 9 stages, and I'll show you the slide. We have a shaking, where the foundation starts falling, breaking, and then you have falling, then you have landing. At the bottom here, you have the valley of decision. This is where many people are stuck at the moment. They don't know where to go. They don't know how to get themselves out of there. And they really have a massive identity problem. Their identities are shifted. They have to homeschool now. They have to work from home. Their relationship to time has changed. The relationships with their partners have changed, because now they're stuck together in the same place, and sometimes they realize they don't like each other all that much anymore. And then you have at the bottom here, where so many people are stuck, you have a few decisions to make. Are you going to check out? Are you just going to go on here, as we showed there? Or are you going to find a way to find a better way of creating a life for yourself? Our idea is really to help you create a better life. And for that, we have the next steps. Is wake up, get up, stay up, and prosper. Those are the 4 steps to get you back to a level where you can live your vision, and where you can do your purpose in life in an empowered way, and in a way that really makes a difference for you and the world. You see, we can't really change the world. What we can change is we can change us. And from that outflow, we change the world. I know many people say, we're going to change the world, but it doesn't work that way. When we change, the world around us changes. Our reality changes. See, reality is already there. Every reality, from the highest expression of consciousness to the lowest expression of consciousness, is already happening. And sometimes we think that we are creating a reality. We're not creating a reality. The reality is already there. But we, through our expression in consciousness and the level at that which we go, I know the word level is not the best word, but that's what we have. At the level of consciousness, that they are expressing their consciousness, that's already there. We just plug into those fields of those thought fields, thought forms, consciousness streams, and then life just starts coming through us. You've experienced it, I'm sure, where you suddenly, if you feel a bit depressed and so on, then you start getting all these thoughts. If you're angry, all these thoughts come up, and you sometimes say things that you can't imagine you actually said, because that is where you actually plug into this expression of consciousness, this field of consciousness, where all those thoughts they're already there. And because you are at that frequency, those things come and impact your life, and it comes out of your mouth. And sometimes you can't believe what you said. Afterwards, you think, that's not me. But, at the time, that was you, because that was your expression. So, for us to get back to here, we have to go back to the first principles of who we are. And I'm not going to go into that now. But when we discover the first principles of who we are, we gain an immense amount of power, because then we can use these 9 steps to our benefit and to the benefit of those people around us. You see, as you are an expression of consciousness, your expression of consciousness affects everybody around you, especially if you're a leader, a parent, or something, an authority person. Then your consciousness expression influences people around you. Just your presence. If you are a peaceful person, if you are at that time a joyous person, then your presence brings the joy into the people, into the lives of people, and they realize that and they see that. So our purpose is very simple: is to get people to the highest expression of consciousness that they can. And this is not new. This is ancient stuff. If you go and study the work, all the great teachings of the great teachers, then that's exactly what it is. You see, we don't claim to have anything new, but what we do have is a new approach and a new way of looking at this, so that you can benefit from this. Because, quite frankly, I think there's enough suffering in the world that we don't need to contribute to the suffering, but we need to contribute to the light. We need to bring the light into the lives of people. One of the workshops we have is called the Light Express, and that's something for later that we're going to do. At this moment, what we are really putting out in the world, or what we are launching into the world, is the quantum switch process, where we can help you wherever you are on this process. We can pick you up wherever you are in this process, wherever you are on those steps, whether you're just shaking, whether you're falling, whether you're fallen, whether you are halfway up. We can help you there, and to empower you to take the next step with confidence and with vision and with determination and power, because you're not alone. You see, we know if you try and do this work alone, you probably fail, because it is extremely difficult if you are still battling and you're still trying to let go of life diminishing consciousness that's swimming through your life from the shock that you've had. And it is very difficult if you have to try and do this alone. So we're going to launch a workshop retreat here in South Africa. And if you are interested in doing the South African version, if you're from South Africa, of course, then I will leave a email address or indication in the comments, so that you can just show your interest. What we will also do is we will record with my daughter and her husband. They've got a multimedia company, and we're going to record a whole set of courses and seminars that we will put online, so that people can watch that. And then we will also launch a whole set of interactions with people from different walks of life, so that they can benefit greatly from the work that we've done on the quantum switch. So what is the decision you have to make now? Is your decision is to decide if you're ready for this kind of thing. I know there's 1,000 gurus out there selling their stuff, and the difference that we make is we are here, we are present with you on this journey. And we've walked this journey. We are walking this journey ourselves at this very moment. And it is very powerful to have a structure. It's very powerful to have a method, and so that you can have a map, so you can see where you need to go next and find where you are now. And from there, you can work with other people by talking to them, people who really want to help you to really get yourself up to a higher expression of consciousness. That's basically what it is. And that is how you create a life worth living. So if you're interested, let your presence be known. You can send me an email down in the comments. There will be an email address. You can just drop me a line, or just send me a message by messenger, whichever way you want to indicate your interest. The live workshop will be here in Johannesburg, Pretoria area, and this is very central for everybody from all over the place to come and really take that first step in the journey back to yourself. So thank you for your time, and I'm looking forward to serving you. We are looking forward to serving you in an amazing way so that you can become the person that you were meant to be and to take that journey back to you. Thank you. Many blessings.